Please help us welcome the pregame artists singing and performing on Sunday, Ledisi, Trombone Shorty, Lauren Daigle, and Jon Batiste.
Oh, go down.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
So now, the four of you have at least three things in common. I'd say one, you're all great musicians. Two, of course, you're all performing at the halftime show. And three, you're all from Louisiana. Like, does that already breed some sort of camaraderie, a bit of comfort, knowing that you're all from this beautiful state?
Absolutely. It's all family, community effort, and that's what we do here in New Orleans, and it's a great thing to represent the city.
That's beautiful. So now the sweet spot, obviously, when you get out there Sunday, is you want to respect the original, but you want to add your own flair, right? So Ledisi, we'll start with you. What are some of the plans, some of the insights you can give us? Because I know you have some vocal acrobatics that you love to give us.
I'm just going to be myself, and I love the arrangement that Adam Blackstone put together for me. Wonderful. He just won a Grammy, too. It's crazy. But I'm excited. I'm going to represent Nola Bay, New Orleans and Oakland, too.
Oakland, yeah. And Trombone Shorty, what about your rendition? What do you have planned?
I think me and Lauren, we put together a very New Orleans brass band street feel to it, and it merges some rhythms of Lafayette, where she's from, and we just capture in that moment. So I think it's going to be something that you can tap your feet to, but still respectable to the original. You'll be able to definitely understand what we're doing. I'm looking forward to that.
What about you, Lauren?
When I got the call, I was freaking out, okay? I was so excited. But the part that got me on my feet was when he sent the rough draft, if you will, of what we were going to be doing. And, when you plan it out, you think, oh, okay, maybe it'll be a ballad or whatever, just because of how that song is originally. No. He said, no, we're going to put a little spin on this. And it feels so good. It feels so alive. It's very true to the representation that we're allowed to have in this city. It's beautiful. I love the musicianship that comes out of this city, and to be able to represent that means the world. So I gotta, hats off to you, because you came up with an incredible arrangement. Yeah.
And Jon, I know, listen, this guy's hard to contain, so what you doing on Sunday, man?
Well, I think that music can really communicate deep, profound truth. And I believe that this country and our songs and our iconography, our messaging, our ideals, all the complexity of all of it, has a real important place as we negotiate and continue to redefine it. And I think when you listen to music, it's an amazing capturing of that, because it's constantly evolving while it also is remaining the same. So that's why I love creating music, because you can take from the past, bring it into the present, and forecast the future. And that's what I do every single time. I try, at least.
Wow, that's very well said. And
You guys can clap for that. You know what I mean? You guys can clap for these people. Don't be afraid.
It's like, speaking of history and looking to the future, so Ledisi is going to be performing Lift Every Voice and Sing. And just a little history fun fact, you seem like a lady who would enjoy some some history. This song was performed publicly for the first time all the way back in 1900. So now we're looking at 125 years later, you're performing this song not only in your hometown of New Orleans, but also simultaneously on a global stage. Like, what does it mean to you to be able to perform this anthem on the stage?
125 years of legacy, American history, culture. Every person here, this song, I'm overwhelmed. I'm honored. I feel like I'm in alignment with greatness to stand in this moment and sing that song. So, yeah, that's all I can say about it. I'm honored.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
about to start crying.
I know, I see it, I see it.
Sorry.
Listen, the Black National Anthem is, you know, it's a powerful song. And we're honored to have you, because I know you personally, and I know what you're capable of, and I know what you're gonna channel up there, and we're all gonna feel it. So thank you very much.
Can I ask a question for anyone, how you contain yourself? Because some of these songs are so emotional, and when you're there performing and you're in the moment, your heart's really in it. Do you ever get to that point where you feel a little choked up and you have to somehow dial it back and stay focused?
Well, I think I'm choked up the whole time, even the phone call. You know what I mean? It starts there. Can you come and sing? But I'm used to this in my career, just like Mahalia and Marian Anderson, standing in moments, representing the past and the future and the current state of the world. I'm used to that pressure. So I just remember who I'm doing it for. I remember my ancestors. I remember everyone waiting for this moment to feel hopeful and to feel represented. So yeah, I do get choked up. I'm choked up the whole time, but I have a job to do. That's what I think about.
Now, Jon, you performed one of the most popular renditions of the Star Spangled Banner. And in the last 5 years. So what's your inspiration this time?
I'm thinking about my grandfather who just passed. My brother Troy, we played at his funeral. Try not to get choked up here. But he was, you know, anything great about me, he was one of the blueprints of that. And he was 17 years old and was the first wave to integrate the Navy, serve this country. And I think about a lot of people in my life who have represented what I believe this song is about and should be about at its highest aspirational level. So when I channel that, it makes it feel like it's me, but it's way bigger than me. So I'm just a vessel for that energy in the world to continue. And if that can happen, I might get choked up. I might, but it's bigger than anything, because the energy transcends, even if, you know, you get a little bit of a mist, you know. But I think when we're in the moment, when you're channeling, it's almost beyond emotion. It's a spiritual channel that happens, and you're not present, you're watching. So that's really the goal always for me.
That's a great goal. That's incredible. And, you know, Lauren and Trombone Shorty, you touched on it a bit earlier, but you both come from pretty different musical backgrounds. And in true New Orleans style, you are going to blend those genres for a beautiful rendition. And so we'd love to hear just a little bit more about what it was like sitting down together and blending those styles.
It was a lot of fun. We actually, before we did it, we talked for like 2 hours just about New Orleans and different things, and then we got it in and we recorded it. I mean, just the idea of it, but blending our styles together, the common ground there is Louisiana, and there's rhythms that we both share from Lafayette and New Orleans that fits well with what we do, from the brass band style of music to the Zydeco music and Cajun music that she grew up listening to. And we just try to put that together almost like in a pot of gumbo. We just put everything in there and it all works out and sounds okay to me.
You know, when I was a little girl, my grandfather would put me on his feet and say, you got to know how to dance. To live in Louisiana, you got to know how to dance. And when I hear the rendition that we're going to sing, it really does remind me of those moments of dancing in the kitchen. And growing up, I grew up on Cajun Zydeco music, but I would come to New Orleans to fill my soul with the brass bands. I mean, I remember sitting on street corners and just my jaw being dropped to the floor. And, you know, there's so many incredible musicians in this city that are profound. Like, they could go into any studio in any part of the country, the most incredible studios and the mom and pop studios, you know, and blow people out of the water. And to be able to be a part of that synergy and that current that's flowing through here, I think the common thread that we kind of touched on earlier is family. Like, really, Troy, we did a music video, gosh, was that like 2 years ago or something when you came over? And at the end, he wrapped his arm around my shoulder and he said, you have a brother in me now. You have a brother in me. And that meant so much. And to be able to represent that thing, that connection, I guess, you know, it's more than just us. It's how the whole city functions, whether it's music or food or culture, you know. It's how the whole city, we look after each other. And I think that's the most beautiful part, to be able to represent. And you'll hear it in the sound.
Question for all of you guys. You know, when you prepare for performance, now you're tapping into your spirit, you're tapping into your community, you're tapping into culture, but it helps you gain a greater perspective and a connection, not only to yourself, but did you guys gain a greater connection to these songs in any way? We'll start with you, Jon.
I'm always trying to get a greater understanding of what is it that a song actually is. What is a song? And what are we doing with these energies that we create when we sing a lyric or a melody? And what's inside of a melody? When you hear a melody, why does it make you feel this way? Why has it lasted for so long? How can we think of melodies as building blocks for other melodies or other rhythms or other inspiration, you know? So when I'm thinking about one song, I'm thinking about all of them. And that's been my practice with music, is how do you make everything holistic, like life? We're living. We're here. And in approaching this song, I'm thinking more about my life and how my life can be something that honors the country and also honors the lives of everybody who's watching in the different ways, the universality of our shared humanity. So I don't think about music when I'm approaching music. I would reframe the thought of that. I think about life. And yeah.
And Ledisi, for you, any greater, deeper understanding as you prepared for this performance, or any performance for that matter?
I'm always thinking, like Jon, life as well, but also the moment. I think of what is the moment, what is the goal of the moment? Because I'm usually called upon for a moment, you know? And so I have to think of all those things: ancestral, spiritual, the people, how to please the people. And then I let all that go and think, it's bigger than you. God, help me execute what is the story. And then that's it for me. Yeah, I'm just being honest. That's what I do.
Beautiful, beautiful. In these major moments and milestones you guys have accomplished in your career, where does this one rank? Lauren, we'll start with you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this would be the milestone, I would say. It's pretty incredible. You know, it's incredible to be able to share it too. Like, you know, sometimes you do things on your own and it's great, but to be able to share it, that goes so much deeper and so much further. And just sitting on this sofa with this assortment of people is just unbelievable. Like, to be in your hometown and to be able to sing a song that you love and you grew up. I mean, I remember being in grade school, we would do the like honor to the servicemen every single Veterans Day, and we would sing this song, and I remember it meaning so much to me then. I had no idea that 20 years later, 25 years later, let's be honest, I'd be singing it, you know, with friends, and that means so much to me, really does.
You know, there's so much preparation and clearly a lot of philosophical life thought that goes into preparing these performances. And Ledisi, as you say, then it leads up to this one climactic moment. So when you get out there in the minutes and the seconds before it's time to perform, what's going on in your mind? Is that when you clear everything out? Like, how do you actually get ready to get on the microphone?
Ooh, that's a lot of things. I just keep thinking of this little girl from Holly Grove riding her bike, singing with her family, singing, moving to Oakland, then going around the world on bigger stages, and then coming back here, full circle, back home, back home, wanting to show that I am from here too, and to be given that moment. I'm thinking of all that. And then I'm gonna take a breath, and I'm gonna sing the mess out of this song. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's why it's emotional. My grandparents, my family, my cousins, my new family that Troy knows, I call you every time. It's just, I think of family and community. And then I'm thinking, tell the story. That's
Beautiful.
it.
You know, someone once told me, they said, I was actually doing an Apple Music interview, Kelly, she said, the space between what comes off of your lips and the way it lands on someone's ear, that's God's space.
Wow.
And when you feel that, when you know this is gonna come off of my lips, and I'm just gonna hope and pray that whatever is translated in that thin veil of time lands on people's ears that actually elicits some sort of transformation. I think that's, you know, when you talk about it, I'm like, that's the airspace you're working in, girl. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You guys ready? You guys ready for Sunday? Make some noise.
Oh, come on. Thank y'all.
Now, we actually do have some questions for you all as well from our kid reporters. Are you ready? All right, let's get to
Kids
our
got
first question.
questions.
So our first question is from Hayes Adler. Hi, Hayes.
My name is Hayes Adler. What advice do you have for kids trying to reach their goals?
I think the advice I would say is to make sure whatever it is you're doing that is passionate, that is pure passion behind it, and that should be your passport to see whatever you want to see. You know, don't go for fame or money. Just really love what you do. Practice very hard, and just let the passion drive you.
Next, thank you, Hayes. Thank you so much. Next, we have Alvin Williams with a question. Hey, Alvin, how you doing?
Hey, I'm Alvin Williams. I'm a little with Big Brothers and Big Sisters New Orleans. What is one piece of evidence a mentor has shared with you that has stuck with you and you now share with those who you mentor?
You belong. You're worthy. Just study and do your work. Yeah.
Thank you, Alvin. And we have one more question from young Dylan.
Hello, my name is Young Dylan with Nickelodeon. It's very nice to meet you guys. And Nickelodeon wants to know, if you could slime your biggest inspiration, who would it be and why? And this is for all of you.
Well, my biggest inspiration is right here, and I was slime him.
Bring out the slime. Let's go.
We got the slime. I mean, we grew up doing all type of crazy things like that to each other, so it'll be a big payback to him.
Yeah, I slime Troy right back, huh? Listen. Ooh, we got some stories. Yeah, in love, the slime.
Oh, me? I don't know. I've never heard a question like that. But the people I would want to slime, they'd really not be happy about being slimed.
Ledisi gets a pass on this one.
Okay, sorry.
I would say my crew. I took my crew to the Atchafalaya Basin. No people in this room might not know where that is, but it's around the corner, and I made them jump in the water with alligators. So I feel like it would be on the same level as being slimed. So I'll do it part 2 with my crew.
Thanks for those questions, fellas. Those were
Appreciate
great
you.
questions, guys. Thank you.
Ledisi, Trombone Shorty, Lauren Daigle, Jon Batiste, thank you so much for spending your time with us, for sharing your heart with us. Looking forward to seeing you perform on Sunday. Go out there and have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Hey. Oh, sorry. Thank you for having us.
Love. Take care. I love you so much.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much. This was awesome. Good to meet you. Thank you. This is great.
I'm new here.